I have recently acquired enough romance novels to do just an exclusively romance book haul, so I figured I would do just that. I have gotten a lot more into romance over the last year or so I've been kind of delving into different popular authors and different romance genres. There's some YA in here, there's some extremely spicy stuff, sports romance, graphic novels, loads of things. So let's just dive into it. I have quite a few to get through here. First off, the one I'm probably the most excited about in this haul is Tourist Season by Brynne Weaver. This is the first book of her new series that is kind of tied into the Butcher and Blackbird series, I believe. I'm not exactly sure how it ties in. I know it's different characters, but I think it might have to do with the character who was in the third novel. I don't know though. But the most exciting part about this is somewhere in here. There we go. It is signed. And I love that. That is just amazing. I was so excited to get my hands on this. And I also have already pre-ordered the sequel, which is also signed. I figured I'd splurge on these since I really, really loved the Butcher and Blackbird trilogy. And hopefully I love this one just as much. It is supposed to also be like a spicy, dark romance. And when I say dark, I mean like murdery dark. Hopefully it lives up to its predecessor. Then I got two of these sequels in the Simple Wild series. So I got Wild at Heart, which is the second book, and Forever Wild, which I believe is a novella that's like 2.5 in a way. When I first started reading the Simple Wild, I did not realize that it was part of a series. I thought it was just a standalone book, but I really loved it. It ended up being 5 stars, so I needed to get my hands on these ones immediately because I really badly need to know what happens to these characters. There was definitely more that needed to be said. I think I have another one coming in the mail as well. It just has not got to me yet. But hopefully it comes soon because I would love to finish this series ASAP before I forget what happened in the first one. This series is a super cute kind of enemies to lovers in a way romance that takes place in Alaska, and the main character is from Toronto. So she has a huge change in scenery, which allows her to have a lot of character development and growth, which we love. And not only that, I really enjoyed the relationship in the first book. There was relationships not only between the main character and the love interest, but then also her family and her friends, and just watching all of her relationships kind of grow and change and progress, not just between her and the male love interest, was really refreshing. So hopefully these two kind of continue with that. Now I guess I'll get into the sports romance that I kind of got my hands on. It's not a lot of variety right now, it's just hockey romance I think I have to share with you. So the first ones are Unsteady and Unloved by Peyton Corinne. This one I believe is a figure skater and a hockey player. This one I'm not sure. It's a hockey player and a tutor, I think. I don't know, but it sounds interesting. I've actually never read a hockey romance. I have read a baseball romance and I didn't like it, but it was just mostly because the author did not know about the rules of baseball and it really bothered me. Now, I myself don't know much about the rules of hockey, so if the author gets stuff wrong, I probably will be none the wiser, and that's okay with me. Then I also made a huge gamble. This is insane, and I know it's insane, okay? But hear me out. I bought all 7 books of the Pucked series by Helena Hunting. They're all sprayed edges, and they were all from Book Outlet for like $7.99 each, I think, so that's a really good price. I'm hoping though that I really love this series, because if not, this is gonna be a lot of books to be going into a little free library. I don't think I have these in the right order, but I'll just share each one with you really quickly. I know this is the first one, and it is Pucked. Then there is Pucked Over, Pucked Under, Pucked Love, Pucked Off, Forever Pucked, and Pucked Up. Like I said, no idea what the actual order is for those books. I only know what the first one is, and after that, I'm gonna have to look it up before I continue on with it. Hopefully, that series is a 5-star series, because that is a huge commitment that I made, but these things sometimes pay off, so I'm thinking the risk might be worth the reward on that one. Then I bought the next thing for Black Friday, and it's just been sitting in my office waiting to be hauled since then, and that is a Penelope Douglas box set. I have never read Penelope Douglas, but I know a lot of people who have, and I also always hear about her. I know she writes about some very weird situations, and I also know most of like the premises of these books, so I fully know what I'm getting myself into here. She's known for very spicy, weird things. But first I got Misconduct, then Birthday Girl. This is the one I've heard the most about. It is about the infamous age gap romance, and if you know, you know, and if you don't, you might not want to know. Then I also got Punk 57 and Trist 6 Venom. I think I'm saying that correctly. I was actually kind of surprised that this one was in the box set and not Credence, because I know that Credence is one of her other really, really popular books. But I am really looking forward to finally trying out Penelope Douglas. Like I said, everybody's always raving about her, so I need to see what all of the hype is about, and hopefully I really enjoy her books too. It'll be very interesting to see whether my opinion differs from everybody else's. Then I got the newest Lore Olympus volumes, so it's volume 8 and volume 9. I didn't even realize these were out until I went to do my reading wrap up for the entirety of 2025, and I was looking at the previous 2 volumes and I saw these pop up and I was kind of shocked. I had not once seen anything about them, so I'm super pumped to be continuing this I should not be looking at that, I don't want to spoil myself. But anyway, super pumped to be continuing the Hades and Persephone romance. I love this series, and I know I've said it before, but if you are into Greek mythology at all and you like romance and graphic novels, you need to try these because they are just such a good time. And then the last books in this haul are all 3 Lynn Painters. I loved Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter, and I had always wanted to get my hands on some of her other books, but she's been really coming out with a lot lately, and I was a little bit overwhelmed. I didn't know where to start, and I'm also kind of scared that anything she comes out with after Better Than the Movies is just going to disappoint me, because that one was so good. But I finally bit the bullet and I'm gonna go for it and try another one of her books. So I believe this one is a sequel to Better Than the Movies, and it's called Nothing Like the Movies. I'm nervous for this one. I'm scared that it is not going to be the sequel that I want, but we will see. And if I read it and I don't like it as much as the first one, I probably will just donate it and pretend it never happened. Then I got The Do-Over. I do remember when this one came out and everybody was hyping it up, but once again, I was kind of nervous about it. I do believe that this one is a standalone though. And then I got Betting on You. Once again, I'm pretty sure this is a standalone. Lynn Painter's romance are all YA, and they're also closed door. There's no spice in them or anything like that, which is kind of nice sometimes when you're reading romance. Spice is not always necessary to me. And I remember Better Than the Movies being like super cute, and I was like kicking my feet the whole time. I think this one is Enemies to Lovers. Oh, and there's a kitty on the cover. Look at the little guy, he's so cute. But yeah, I cannot wait to read these ones too. Hopefully they do not disappoint, because I have extremely high expectations going into them. But that is it for my little romance book haul. I was so excited to do this. I've been waiting to do it for a couple of weeks now. I was just trying to kind of build up the motivation for it. But now that I've hauled them, I can start reading, and I can't wait. I don't even know which ones I really want to start with, because they all look like they're gonna be an amazing time. With that though, I am gonna leave this one here. I hope you have a great rest of your week, and happy reading.